I want you guys to know that it's a labor of love. I'm out here sweating, got much sweat on my face, my clothes. Yeah, I'm out here soaked just for you. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. TMax here. I hope you enjoyed all of those murals because I lost like a gallon of sweat trying to get those. It's just one of the things that I really enjoyed about living here in St. Pete. There's just murals everywhere. So I said one day I'm gonna do a video about that. It was gonna require a little bit more research than I was hoping. So then I just said, okay, I'll use them as transitions or as an intro or something. So today you got it. You're welcome. So in China, the number 8, Ba, is a lucky number because Ba sounds like Fa. And Fa is the first character in the word Fa Cai, which means to get rich or to be prosperous. So that's why 8 is a lucky number in China. Why did I tell you that story? Well, one, to show off how well cultured I am.
I did not realize that you were so cultured.
And 2, because today we're going to do 8 random observations about living in St. Petersburg, Florida. Now originally I was going to title this 8 things you're definitely going to see if you come to St. Pete, Florida, but this is my opinion and I don't want to force that on you, so I'll let you make that decision when you come here. But these are just random observations that I've seen. I've seen them with my eyeballs. The weather is beautiful. It's sunny all the time. I mean, it's rained maybe 3 or 4 times since I've been in St. Pete. And the sun was out when it rained. I love it, it's beautiful. It's a stark contrast from living in Belgium and in the north of China. When I was growing up, I remember hearing that lots of people go to Florida to retire, so the community there is going to be a lot older. But it's not until you live here that you realize, yeah, it's an older crowd and they're everywhere. And it's cool though, old people have wisdom and experience and a lot of them really fun, 70s to new 30. But walking down the street, yeah, just looking at the demographics, it's definitely an older crowd. And with an older crowd comes a lot more healthcare. And so just driving down the street here, there's hospitals, clinics, orthopedics, surgeons for every different type of thing, stuff you've never even heard of. And one thing that I notice a lot are chiropractors and physical therapists. You'll see like 3 or 4 chiropractors like next door to each other. They're everywhere because the demand is there. The drivers in St. Pete, Florida are horrible. Just very, very bad drivers. Not respectful of cyclists at all. Not respectful of other drivers. It's just a lot of craziness. Now I lived in Beijing, China, where I've said many times on the channel that they have the worst drivers, and I've seen some horrible, terrible, destruction derby style driving in the city. And I was never expect that here in the US, outside of New York or LA. In St. Pete, there's some drivers here that, they're gearing up for the international contest of worst drivers, and some of them are going to place. And I'm not gonna say there's any correlations between any of my previous points and this point. Feel free to write in the comments below what you think the correlations are, and we'll leave that at that. So remember, I've been living outside the US for about 13 and a half years, and there's certain things about our culture that I kind of forgot. And like with any culture, certain places you'll see that culture a little bit more exaggerated or more intense. And in Florida, freedom of speech is like, yeah, and freedom of speech is a national thing, and that's cool, but I never even heard of Let's Go Brandon. That's a euphemism for something worse. But a lot of times you'll also just see them flat out say these worse things, or they'll have it on their car, bumper sticker, or they have flags in their yards with this stuff on it, or people just walk down the street and say this kind of stuff. And maybe as part of it is me coming from China, which is such a censored country, to the US, which were a lot more open, and then just people in Florida maybe are more vocal than other places that I've lived. And I went to the University of South Carolina, so I lived in South Carolina for a while, and I remember seeing lots and lots of churches. And St. Pete is exactly the same. On my street alone, there's 6 churches, and my street is only like a mile long. And if you go over like one street over this way, one street over that way, there's at least 4 or 5 more churches in that mile-long stretch. There's almost as many churches as there are people. Just a few less churches than chiropractors and physical therapists, though. They're everywhere. So again, remember, I've been out of the US for a long time, but I have never smelled so much marijuana in my life. Just walking down the street, you smell it everywhere you go. I mean, I'm in a park right now, and I've had 2 or 3 whiffs just being downwind. You smell it everywhere. Walking down the street from my house, if you walk anywhere like on Central or any of the main strips, you're gonna smell it. I don't know if it's COVID specific or if it's just, you know, the way Florida is, but I've never seen so many dog-friendly bars and so many businesses that cater to pets and animals. St. Pete is really focused on pets and animals. There's so many bars, especially on Central, that just, hey, bring your dog, or they have treats for the dogs, you know, and it's super cool. But I don't recall America in general being so pet friendly. You know, we've always had pets, but you used to have to like leave them at home. You didn't go out with your pets. And then when I moved to Europe, in Germany especially, you saw it a lot. People would take their pets out with them, and the pets were so well behaved, and you never had issues. And now I'm back in the US. I was at Walmart the other day, and 2 dogs got into a fight, and so I'm assuming, you know, Americans still don't train their dogs as well as they do in Europe. But the businesses are definitely open now. The fact that dogs could even go into Walmart, or walking down the street, you know, sometimes you hear dogs barking at each other, or in some places, you know, the dogs get along, and so, you know, their owners train them right. But yeah, I just wasn't expecting such a dog-friendly place, and it's really cool. Okay guys, so those were my 8 observations about living in St. Petersburg, Florida. What did I miss? What did I hit on that you disagree with? Or what did I hit on that you agree with? Yeah, just leave some comments below. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.